Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints injury report is out, and it ain't good. I will start with the good, and the good is what is expected, which is that Derek Carr has no injury designation, and he is back. I shouldn't say he has no injury designation. He is still listed with the oblique injury and as a limited participant, but for the game status, there is no designation, meaning he is good to play. If you have a designation, it could either be probable, questionable, doubtful, or out. Derek Carr does not have a game designation, meaning he is going to play in the game against Carolina on Sunday. So after missing the last three games, starting Spencer Rattler for 3 times, Derek Carr will play and will start for the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. That much we know. Here's the not great news. Marshon Lattimore, Kool-Aid McKinstry are out, along with Bub Means and Kendre Miller. So you've got 4 players that are out: Rico Payton, Cedric Wilson, Nick Saldiveri, Shane Lemieux, Nafai Sewell, John Ridgway, all questionable for the game. Jamal Williams is listed as doubtful for the game. So you still have a very long and extensive injury report, and that includes 2 cornerbacks in Kool-Aid McKinstry and Marshon Lattimore that are out for the game. Remember, Paulson Adebo fractured his femur, and he's done for the season. So you are down your top 3 cornerbacks for this game in Charlotte against Carolina Panthers. So what does that mean? Obviously, one of those cornerback spots will be occupied by Alontae Taylor, who has played a good bit there on the outside. The real challenge is, what do you do after that? And we're going to have to wait and see how they tinker with their roster, what standard game day elevations they have, and who might be available for the Saints at the cornerback spot on Sunday. But a big part of that's going to depend on if Rico Payton is healthy and available as well. We have seen Ugo Amadi, who's a safety by position designation, but has played cornerback for the Saints this year as well, and did so last week, as a matter of fact, when both Lattimore and McKinstry left the game due to injury. So what they do at corner this weekend is going to be a giant question mark. For what it's worth, Dennis Allen met with reporters after practice on Friday, and he asked about the injuries in practice and if this is a new issue.
We've been doing the studies. Obviously, this year we're high. Last year we were probably right around league average in terms of soft tissue injuries, time missed, all that kind of stuff. First year we were well above average, meaning better. This year we're certainly, had a few more of those. So there's some things that we're going to do, to try to see if we can't figure out how to minimize that a little bit. Said it a couple times. I'll just repeat it. Football is a very violent game. We know that. It's not a contact sport. It's a collision sport. You're going to have injuries like what happened to Paulson Adebo, as unfortunate as it is. A guy was making a hustle play, going to make a tackle. He kind of gets leg whipped, and he fractures his femur. Broken bones, torn ligaments. As unfortunate as those things are, those are part of the game. And there's just no way to legislate those things out. What Dennis Allen's talking about there are the soft tissue injuries, and that's really the concern when you look at the Saints injury report. And I look at hamstring, oblique, hamstring, groin, oblique. I mean, 6 of the injuries on this week's injury report are soft tissue injuries. And Dennis Allen's telling you, yes, they're above the league average right now. I mean, we could all guess that based on what we've seen so far throughout the course of the season. How do you work your way through that is a really legitimate question. If there is a good thing, I don't want to say that injuries are a good thing, but I mean just specifically on the timing of not having, obviously, Adebo, Lattimore, and now McKinstry as well. It's that you're playing the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers are offensively among the worst in the league. Carolina averages 15.5 points a game. That's 29th in the NFL. And they're 30th in the league in passing offense. So they struggle to protect their quarterback. With Bryce Young in the game, it's been talked about a lot this week. They don't stretch the field the way they were for those couple weeks with Andy Dalton. And they just don't score. And they've got the worst scoring defense in the entire NFL. Even with really a bunch of backups playing at cornerback and in the secondary, still should favor New Orleans defensively. Again, if this were a game where you were taking on Atlanta or Tampa Bay, one of your divisional games, other divisional games, it would be a much different story. But in this week in particular, if there was ever a week where you could afford to be down 3 cornerbacks, this would be it against the worst team in the league. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.